The mood is somber at Ncedisizwe Senior Secondary School as parents and learners, together with department officials, are holding a memorial service for two learners that drowned last week. The families are still battling to come to terms with the loss, but to talk to us more about the interventions that are put in place to assist these families, I am joined by the MEC for Education, Mr. Ncedisizwe Dada. Sir, thank you very much for your time. It must be disturbing to learn about this death, MEC.
Yes, once more good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the viewers of the SABC. We have unfortunately have to learn a lesson out of this incident because as a sector we rely solely on the availability of the infrastructure in relation to roads, bridges, which of course is constrained by the climate change, if you can see, in the country in general. So we have to knock sense with the families concerned and probably look into how do we escalate the publicity about the climate change itself, because I have a view that it has not yet sinked in the minds of the population and the nation in general. Hence you have got also other kids, two of them in Ordeal that were drowned on Sunday, this last Sunday. So we have to look at that generally as government, but also create a platform of psychosocial services for both the learners and also the teachers here, but also look into the potential of expanding it into the family members. As you could see inside, that they have not yet get into terms with this loss. As you would understand, these are families that are coming out of a destitute category in terms of how government defines them.
All right. I'm sure this must have also had an impact on teaching and learning here.
Yes, it does. It does have an impact, because once you have got a social disorder or a mental disorder and the environment changes and become tensious, surely you would have to get into deeper in understanding how the teachers are going to respond to that and how the learners are going to respond to that. But we have then assigned the district director to create a recovery plan for them and resource that recovery plan via the head office so that they can catch up with the lost time. Like today, the whole day you are in a memorial service, which might have an impact on its own in terms of the academic progression. But however, we can't regret about it, because we still have to undergo a psychosocial services generally as the population of this school and community of the school.
It's not the first incident, MEC. You have mentioned even last year we had a similar incident of drownings at these bridges. What could be the problem with these bridges? I understand that this is not your area, but is there any talk maybe with the province regarding the conditions and the quality of these bridges?
No, we do have a decision now recently to assign roads and bridges into Santaf and also create a memorandum of understanding with Sanral so that we can at least get some relief, especially on access roads that talks to the local municipalities. In terms of the allocation of the grant to them, they can't succeed on this project. The backlog is too huge. So it needs a national and provincial government to intervene so that we can have a road network system that made us to be able to reach point A from point A to point B. And on the basis of that, in terms of the disaster declaration that we have in the province, we have included a number of roads that have been taken off by storms, and that has been approved, fortunately, by the national government. And Sandral has been assigned to take out that storm.
All right, thank you very much, MEC, for your time. That was the MEC for Education, Mr. Ncedisizwe Dada. We understand that the funeral will be held this weekend and it will be a joint funeral. With that, it is back to you in studio.